Hello everybody, this is Dhananjay, and in the last section I have talked about the Facebook login system and their implementation, various ways of doing it, and also talked about the SDK, where you get it. And here's the link to download that SDK, and once you download it, it will going to give you some sort of folders, which I can show it right now over here. So in this archive you can see these folders. Okay, I have already downloaded, so I'm not going to download it again. So here are some folders and files which are going to use when you are dealing with these things. So our important and very important folder is this src. Okay, and this src which we have, and facebook.php and base facebook.php. Now this is a actual file which is going to include when you are going to instantiate this Facebook object. So this is like an include file when you are dealing with it. So here is the actual file, which is our Facebook class extends to base Facebook. Now this base Facebook is also another file which I have shown you in the previous view, and here is some other functions. So these are kind of a core PHP development. I'm not going to talk about this. I'm just going to talk about the actual implementation of it. And on the GitHub you can actually find it, every single thing. There is no need to go inside and code it out everything. There is everything given for you, ready to use it. So here is a readme which actually tells that how this is going to work. Here is an example. So I have included this Facebook src, then instantiating this object. And instantiating means you need to supply two parameters, your application ID and your app secret, and these two parameters is going to grab it from your Facebook application console. And here is my application ID and here is my app secret, which you can actually reset after you want to go it in production mode, because these two parameters is actually your access key to your application. And then what you have to do is get user ID. Now if the user is logged into your domain, it will going to give you the actual user ID. That means the user ID which you've seen in your Facebook account, the profile ID and the long number, that is actually the ID of the user. And if the user is there, then try to get the profile, and if it is not, then just error log it. Now what exactly these two things? This is actually checking that this user is exist or not. That means if the user session is there, then it means that this user variable has the user ID. And if the user ID is there, then go inside and try this sort of code. What this sort of code is, this is a user profile call to Facebook, and it is saying that get me my profile, and it will going to return the actual profile which you had built on your own on Facebook. So once you got that, you can play around with it, and this is actually the beautiful part of Facebook, that you can get the complete ready contained. You don't have to pop every time the user to enter their personal details, date of birth and all stuff like that. It is going to completely migrate it back to your server. You don't have to do any single thing. So after that, if the user is not there, so log in or log out here when you need it, depending on the current user status. When the user is logged in, the logout URL should be there. So Facebook has a method, that Facebook object has a method, is a logout URL. Then next, if the user is not there, we have to actually tell the user to log in, as we have shown that this is a login URL which you can see underneath this browser. There Facebook dialog, authenticated client ID and stuff like that. So this is basically the login URL which is automatically generated by this two line of code. And the next thing is also contribution and stuff like that, but this is a basic idea of actually implementation of your Facebook login into your website. And thank you for watching this video. Hope you see you next time. And I'm going to post more videos on Facebook APIs and how this API is going to help you in your website and how to build things using Facebook API, stuff like that. So hope you subscribe, and thank you for watching this video.